So I just got back from a 3-week trip to the US after living in Switzerland, and wow. Reverse culture shock is real. Some things that I used to find difficult about Switzerland have actually become things that I started to appreciate and even love. So let's talk about it. Things that I hated at first but grew to love living in Switzerland. Number one might feel a little bit random, but the lack of sliced bread options. I used to miss the convenience of having sliced bread in the US. Like, that was the only bread I bought when I was making sandwiches. Man, was I wrong. After you get used to the little minor inconvenience of having to slice them yourself when you get home, it is so much more fresh here, y'all. And the fact that they bake most of their breads in-house, as soon as you come home and start slicing it, you can still sometimes see the steam coming out of the bread. It's that fresh and it's just so moist. It's like the perfect amount of crusty on the outside and soft on the inside that you cannot get from just a bagged bread that's already pre-sliced. Not saying they don't have sliced bread here, but the options are very limited that I just end up buying my own bread and slicing it. I'm never going back. 2, having everything close on Sundays. This also I used to find very frustrating, especially as someone who works from Monday to Friday. It was hard to find time to, go grocery shopping or do my daily errands. And now, yes, not everything is closed, so Sundays I can still go to the train station, for instance, to get my groceries if I really need something. But it's just nice knowing that not even the shops are open. So as a certified homebody, I don't feel guilty about not leaving my house because literally there's nothing to do if I leave. And you kind of grow to like that silence, and it's essentially like a time to unplug, and you're kind of forced to do it. 3, this is not something I hated before, but something I've definitely noticed a huge difference when it's not there. And this is compulsory dog training. So in Switzerland, if you have a big bulky dog, it's required to train them. Now it's actually going to be required for all dogs, no matter what size, starting June 1st, 2025. So something to keep in mind. And it is so nice, y'all. All the dogs are so well behaved. I think most of the time, I just see dogs going around with their owners off leash. Never have I ever thought twice about it. I came back to the States and oh my gosh, the number of reactive dogs everywhere. It's literally expected that if you pass by a dog, that dog will yap at you and possibly try to bite you, and they'll tug at the owner's leash. And it's not that frustrating for me myself as a dog lover, but I can see if you don't like dogs, how annoying that could be and potentially dangerous. But here in Switzerland, all of the dogs are so well behaved because they have to be trained. And it also sets a requirement for dog owners, right? If you can afford to have a dog, you should be able to take care of them. And in doing so, forcing a mandatory training, I think is kind of a nice weed out system of people just getting dogs nilly-willy. And because the dogs are also so well behaved, they're allowed in a lot more places than the US. So I've seen a lot of dogs actually in very nice sit-down restaurants here in Switzerland, the white tablecloth with the candlelit dinner and everything, and they will just sit next to the owner. And they're not even small dogs, they're big sized dogs. And I find that so endearing and kind of funny. That's something I think definitely Switzerland is doing well, and I wish the US would adopt. 4 is the transparency in pricing. Obviously, when you first move here, there's the big shock of, wow, everything is so expensive. And yeah, it's still expensive. But the thing is, you're not going to be surprised by any sales tax or any additional fees on the price tag that you see. What you see is what you pay. And this honestly is just such a predictable system that it does make me wonder, why does the US not have this system? It's so helpful. Even when you go window shopping here, you can actually do window shopping in Switzerland because they have the prices written out before you even enter the store for all the mannequins that are standing in front of the windows. It makes so much sense. It's such a commonsensical thing. Is that a word? That despite it feeling like it's more expensive, it might actually not be because of the hidden fees that are incurred in the US. And last but not least, it's the minimal advertising and billboarding. So again, going back to the States, to California, man, was I shocked by the number of ads that were bombarding my visual sight everywhere. I really felt like I was part of Blade Runner and just seeing ads everywhere. Like they weren't neon lights per se, but it was just a lot. And I can see why people want to decompress and go offline for a weekend to these like cabins or something if they live in the city, because there's just so much visual stimuli everywhere. But in Switzerland, yes, advertisements do exist, but it's limited. And I never realized the impact of that until going to a city that is much more filled with a bunch of ads and consumerism just thrown at you. And at first, it did feel very plain and kind of boring, but then when you get used to it, you realize actually you can start appreciating things around you a little more. Rather than focusing on the ad, you focus on the architecture and the nature, yada yada. So yeah, Switzerland took some getting used to, but these things that I once thought were difficult, they've actually changed my habits and made me appreciate life a little differently. I may have missed some things, so if you also have anything that you feel like you've grown to actually love over time living here, I'd love to hear them. So please comment down below, and thanks again for watching. Bye.